So let's talk about bodyguards. Not for people, but for the next generation of AI workers. As these AI agents get more and more powerful, you have to ask, who's watching their back? Who's making sure they don't get manipulated? Well, that's what we're diving into. I mean, just think about it. You have this incredibly powerful digital assistant, basically a new employee that can access your data, write your emails, and do all sorts of complex work. You'd want to be absolutely sure it couldn't be tricked by some bad actor, right? That's the heart of the problem we're looking at.
Okay, first, let's just make sure we're all on the same page here. When we say AI agent, we're not talking about a simple chatbot. We're talking about a program that has real agency. It's built to be that digital employee, making decisions and getting things done. And just like any employee you value, it needs to be protected.
So, what exactly are we protecting them from?
This is the interesting part. These are not your typical computer viruses or malware. No, we're talking about something new. Cognitive attacks that mess with the AI's actual logic and sense of self. The first major threat is something called prompt injection. The best way to think about this is like a con artist, smoothly whispering misleading instructions to your most trusted employee. It's all about tricking them into doing something they absolutely should not be doing. That's what prompt injection does. It hijacks the AI's brain with cleverly hidden text. Now, the second threat is a lot more subtle, maybe even a little creepier. It's called SOUL.md drift. See, these agents have core files that basically define who they are and what their mission is. Drift is when those files get slowly, secretly changed over time, causing the AI to forget its purpose. It's a full-blown digital identity crisis. And here's the real kicker. Your standard antivirus software, it is completely blind to this stuff. Why? Because these aren't code-based attacks. They're cognitive. They don't exploit a bug in the software. They exploit the AI's trust and logic. This is a whole new kind of battlefield, and it needs a whole new kind of defense. And that new kind of defense? It's called ClawSec. It's a security suite that was built from the ground up specifically to protect AI agents from these unique, mind-bending threats. Its mission is crystal clear. It's all about safeguarding the very mind of the AI. We're not just talking about protecting files. We're talking about protecting the agent's core purpose, its soul, from being hijacked or corrupted. And wow, it's a really comprehensive package. With just a single command, you get this whole set of protections. It watches for that identity crisis, it pulls in live threat data from the security community, it runs its own audits, and it even double-checks its own tools to make sure nothing has been tampered with. Now, ClawSec isn't just one big monolithic program. The best way to think about it is like a team of highly trained specialists. Each piece is a skill with a very specific job. It's kind of like hiring a full security detail for your digital employee. So let's meet the team, shall we? First up, you've got ClawSec Feed. That's your intelligence analyst, always scanning for new threats out in the wild. Then there's OpenClaw Audit Watchdog, the internal auditor, making sure everything's in order. Soul Guardian is the literal bodyguard, protecting those critical identity files. And finally, Claw Contributor is the community liaison, sharing intel to make the whole ecosystem safer.
Oh, and a really quick but super important note on that last one. That community liaison, ClawTributor, is optional for a very good reason. Since it shares anonymized data back to the community to help everyone, you have to explicitly opt in. It's all about putting user privacy first, which is great to see. Okay, so you've got this amazing team, but how do you keep them sharp? How do you make sure they're always ready for the next threat? The answer is pretty powerful automation. ClawSec is basically designed to be a set-it-and-forget-it system that keeps itself ahead of the curve. And this is the machine that makes it all happen. Every single time a new version of a security skill is ready, it goes through this whole automated pipeline. It's checked, it's given a unique digital fingerprint to prove it's legit, and then it's published. This means every single update your agent gets is guaranteed to be secure. And just to give you a little peek under the hood here, this isn't some simple script. The project is built with a pretty sophisticated mix of languages. You've got a lot of TypeScript and Python in there. It really shows you the complexity of the problems it's trying to solve. Now, what makes this so effective is how proactive it is. That intelligence analyst skill isn't just sitting around waiting for trouble. It's actively checking the official National Vulnerability Database for any new threats that are related to AI agents. Its intel is always fresh. All right, let's just zoom out for a minute. We've seen the weird new threats, and we've seen this really cool solution. But why does a project like ClawSec matter so much right now? What's the big picture? There's a quote from the project itself that I think just nails it. The goal isn't to find one single silver bullet. It's about this constant process of making these autonomous AI systems stronger and safer, one piece at a time.
And really, this is the bottom line. If we're going to rely on these AI agents in our jobs and in our lives, we have to be able to trust their decision-making. Securing their minds isn't just some tech problem. It's the absolute foundation of that trust. Without it, the whole thing is built on sand. So that leaves us with one final and pretty critical question. We're in an arms race here between how smart these AI agents are getting and how sophisticated the threats against them are becoming. Projects like ClawSec are the guardians, but the real challenge is making sure the guardians always evolve faster than the things they're trying to protect. Thanks for tuning in.